What are you planning to do to grow in 2016? Well, the biggest thing that we are doing to grow in 2016 is focusing on wholesale. We are focusing on our wholesale. Right now, I'm in the learning process. Both my wife and I are going through some wholesale courses that we have access to and have purchased, and we are learning about wholesale. And so, we're starting to learn about how to find wholesale vendors, what's the best way to communicate with them, what you need to know and understand, and so we're doing that so that 2016 can be even better than 2015. This has been a really good year for us, and we're hoping that next year could be even better. It's interesting. It's really strange. I started out like a lot of you when selling on Amazon, starting out with garage sales and thrift stores being my number one place to source inventory. And it was great because sourcing garage sales and thrift stores, the risk was very low, the cost to buy things was extremely low, and the potential ROI percentage was amazing. And so my wife and I did garage sales. I went out every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. My wife and I on Tuesdays, we had thrifting Tuesdays where we would go out to thrift stores and we would look for items to resell, and it was great. But after a while, we started realizing, just getting one of an item, maybe two of an item, and having to go so many places just to get all that, all the little bit of inventory was really frustrating. So we transitioned into retail arbitrage, and we went to a bunch of retail stores, started finding multiple items, started finding certain leads that we found in the area. So if we found a few things at one Walmart, I go to every Walmart in the area. If we found some stuff at Big Lots, I go to every Big Lots in the area. So there was times where I left early in the morning, 8 o'clock. I didn't come back until 8 p.m. and I went out to get as much stuff as I could. And that's pretty much where we are today. But now the more I learn about wholesale, the more I'm excited about wholesale, because it's about being able to, the ROI might not be as big, but being able to sell multiples is really awesome. And the fact that I don't have to drive around all day long around town looking for things is very appealing. I look forward to doing that in 2016. I saw someone had a question before about dollar stores, so I want to answer that. We do some sourcing in dollar stores. It's not very often at all. I think dollar stores are a good idea if you're wanting to create a bundle and you want to get some items that are fairly cheap to put together as a bundle. So dollar stores are good with that. Most of the time with dollar store items, the quality is just not very good, and there's not going to be much return on investment. You're not going to find a $1 item that's going to be selling for more than $10 on Amazon. It's pretty rare. Now when you find it, that's good, but most of the time it's just not going to happen. But if you're able to go to dollar stores and get a bunch of items that centered around a theme, and you create a bundle with that, those are possibilities for you to do. In the long run, what's better? Cheaper for FBA, sending to one warehouse or multiple ones? That's a really good question, and it's something that I've done a few blog posts about on. If you go to fulltimefba.com and you search split shipments, I have to say that very carefully so I don't cuss. Split shipments. You can find a few blog posts about the pros and cons for both areas. When you send it all to one warehouse, you're paying a fee, and so some people see that as a negative. And another possible negative is if you're sending it all to one warehouse, you're probably sending it to a warehouse that will be, a processing, not where it goes live, but where it's going to send it out to other warehouses. So usually Amazon will say you need to send these 100 items to 4 different warehouses. So 50 of them will go here, and 25 will go here, and 20 will go here, and 5 will go here, and so you have that. Or you can pay a fee, and it will all go, for the most part, if they're all standard size, or if they're all media, or all clothing and shoes, they usually will all go to the same warehouse, but then it will divide it up. So it takes longer to get checked in at Amazon, and you're paying a fee, and it takes My biggest thing is it takes longer to go live on Amazon. Yeah, every once in a while Amazon will make it live and say it's back ordered, but that's not something you need to rely on. When you decide to ship an item or ship a bunch of items to Amazon, we've never used inventory placement. We've never decided to send all of our items to one fulfillment center. Just for the whole purpose of it is we want to get our items live and on Amazon as soon as possible. The longer it takes for an item to go live on Amazon, the more likely it is that either more competitors are going to come in or the prices are going to start to lower. So we want to be there first. The early bird gets the worm. I want to make sure that the early birds on Amazon get the worms I send to Amazon. Does that make sense? Anyway, yeah. So that's what we do. But for some people, it works best. For some people, like we're usually sending in, at least 100 items at a time to Amazon, and so it when it splits it up into different shipments going to different fulfillment centers, it's not that much of a drag. There's usually not one or two items that are going by itself. In fact, usually if there is an item going by itself, then like if if there's one worm that's going to a fulfillment center by itself, we'll just because like you just said, worms are not restricted. So, or are they restricted? Who knows? If it's a live being, that's not good. Anyway, so if it's just one item, I will usually just delete that shipment and restart and maybe add that item the next time around, knowing that most of the ROI of that item might get eaten up by the shipping costs just by sending one. All right, so there was a question about advice for sourcing after Christmas toy sales. Again, timing is really important. After Christmas, there's going to be a ton of sales where there will be a lot of opportunities for you to get some inventory. And the people who are there first, who get it to Amazon fastest, are going to make the sales the fastest. Because, yes, people are still shopping in January. So people might be wanting to find the item that you're sourcing during after Christmas sales. And I'm not talking about decorations here. I'm talking about after Christmas sales for toys, kitchen items, home items, all sorts of things that are that are on sale after Christmas that are not Christmas decoration related. But you want to be there first. So a few tips on that is not to go too deep. And if you want to see a blog post about what it means to go deep or too deep, go to fulltimefba.com/going deep, and you can learn about that. Because if you're finding all these items on sale after Christmas, chances are there's other resellers around the country that are also finding these items that they're going to send it in too. So Amazon might be flooded soon with the same items. So again, you want to be there first. And then you also need to ask yourself, what is the amount of capital you're willing to sit on? Because if you decide to send in 200 items from these after Christmas sales, and maybe 50 of them sell when they hit the warehouse, but then there's another 150 or so that wait around because the market's just become saturated and all those items are now at Amazon. You might have to sit on those because the prices will go down because the supply is going up. But again, as people start to buy, the supply will go down. And as the supply goes down, the prices will start to go back up. So if you're patient and you're able to wait for the sale, getting the sale at the price that you want, then that's something that I highly recommend. Most of the time, Rebecca and I, when we're wanting to reprice something, a lot of times we'll be patient and wait for the price to stabilize and come back. If we think that the price won't ever stabilize, that the low price is the new price for that, then we might lower our price to get rid of that to get rid of those inventory, to get capital to invest in better things. But when you're dealing with after Christmas sales, it's really important to get in there first, get it to Amazon as soon as possible, and I'd go a lot wider than I would deep, because it just would increase your chances on getting sales and not having things to stick around too long. Because come August, anything that you buy before February 15th, come August, you'll have your 6-month long storage fees, so you want to make sure that items will sell before then. So, question that I saw before, do you focus on toys year-round? Absolutely. Toys and books I focus on all year round because they sell all year round. Toys, kids have birthdays every single day of the year. A kid is having a birthday, and so there are opportunities So yes, toys sell all year round. They don't sell at the velocity as obviously in November and December, but toys and books are probably our two biggest money makers, profit, income generating categories that we spend our time in. And we're branching out into other ones. Shoes is now starting to become a really good category that we're making some money. So yes, toys sell year round. Tips for finding replenishables both in stores and online. The number one tip is just to have a good memory, because if you go find an item, whether it's retail arbitrage and you go find it, because most of the time if you're buying a replenishable, you're buying it at retail. It's almost impossible to find a replenishable item on a clearance price, unless you decide to visit every single store in the United States and to find that item, because after a while it's going to run out. It's just not easy to find replenishable items on clearance anywhere. But if you're finding a replenishable item, most likely you're buying it at retail, or retail plus maybe some coupons or store savings. The best thing is to have a good memory. If you want to keep track on an Excel spreadsheet, take note, and when you send stuff to Amazon and it sells, have a mental note or look back at your spreadsheet and be like, oh, this sold, I should go get more of them. Especially with online arbitrage. I would keep bookmarks of things that you purchased in the past, and if you send it to Amazon and it sells, go back and get more. Rebecca and I, the more you look, the more replenishables you'll find. Rebecca and I have some items right now that they sell out almost as soon as they hit Amazon, and we just continue to reorder more online. And so it's something that you should just kind of be thinking about. Don't just ignore the emails from Amazon when it says that your item is shipped, because that could be a trigger to remind yourself, oh, I've been selling a lot of these lately. Or if you're like me and addicted to the pending sales page, actually my wife is a lot more addicted to the pending sales page than I am, but it's something that will help trigger your brain. I saw a few comments, I just missed it just faded out. So do you do RA or OA for shoes? We are all online arbitrage for shoes, and we don't do any retail arbitrage most of the time, because if we're doing online arbitrage, we pretty much know that the shoe has not been tried on yet, it hasn't been scuffed up yet, and it's in better condition. And retail arbitrage, a lot of times, the shoes have already been tried on once, they've been stretched a little bit, and we just don't want to ever get accused of selling a used item but stating that it's new. And so we usually don't do retail arbitrage when it comes to shoes. We like to stick with online arbitrage and go out and find really good things, and obviously when they come in, we still check them. We still check the shoes when they come in. We open the box, we pull them out, we make sure that there's no scuff marks in case someone returned it back to the online store, and we make sure that the sizes match the box and all of that stuff. So something to think about when it comes to online arbitrage versus retail arbitrage with shoes. All right, I saw some other questions come in. If you want to repost those or re-ask them, I'll do my best to answer them. Let's see. How do you band your boxes? I will be right back as I make a mess. So, to band the box, some of them already come with rubber bands, but sometimes I'm a little weary of rubber bands, being in a warehouse that has no air conditioning, and so we use this stretch wrap. And so what we do is we take the stretch wrap and we just wrap it around the box a few times, and then we kind of scrunch it together, because if you don't scrunch the wrap together, it starts sticking to the other boxes that you have in a box. So we have it like this, and it's wrapped around the box, and it stays really well, and it works well for us. So that's how we band the boxes, to make sure that nothing comes loose. I don't use tape. I don't want to ever have anything that could have the potential of destroying the box, because some shoe buyers keep their shoe boxes to keep their shoes in. Some of them are love the brand so much they want the box to not be damaged at all. And so even though the shoe is still brand new in the box, some people might be upset. So I would never tape the boxes closed. And I don't use rubber bands unless they are the rubber bands that actually come from the manufacturer, because those are usually stronger and will last longer. But if you just have regular rubber bands, they might bust. All right, I've been told to stop FBA popular toy shipments for now. Can't merchant fulfill. What do you recommend? I would say if you can't merchant fulfill popular items that are selling now, continue to send them to Amazon. I don't know why someone would say stop selling popular items right now on Amazon unless they're just wanting less competition. Because when Christmas is over, the sales continue. They don't stop. People they want to be able to buy more of their things. If they bought one toy, or they go to school and they hear that one of their friends found something, they want that toy too, and parents will continue to buy stuff. So the stuff that's really popular right now is going to be still popular in January. The velocity might go down a little bit, but I would still continue to send items in. If you're not able to merchant fulfill, continue to send stuff in. In fact, sometimes the prices go up after Christmas because some people assume not to send anymore. So if people aren't sending any more in the popular items, that means that there's less supply, and less supply usually means higher prices. So continue to send stuff in, and enjoy the benefits of those sales. So because you want to have an awesome January. So talking about repricing, we're repricing up all the time. We're checking our items that just got checked into Amazon. When we get the little email saying that your shipment has arrived at Amazon, we check on those and we make sure that those are priced good. And usually those prices are always going up. Let me put this away. So if you have any listings that there's no listing, Amazon says the listing doesn't exist. Most of the time, it will give you an option where you can either fix something in the listing so that it becomes active, but other times there's a little glitch. Whether you're using a program like Inventory Lab or ScanPower, there's like a little glitch when it was communicating to Amazon that you're sending an item, and sometimes it'll say no listing exists for this, even though you have the item at Amazon. And it's you don't know what's going on. Sometimes within your processing or listing program, there's a Q&A page or frequently asked questions page that you can go and look at, and they can tell you and walk you through how to fix any listings that say that there's no listing exists, or if there's something that's stranded, how to fix stranded inventory. But a lot of the times, the best thing to do is just to create a removal order, have it sent back to you, and maybe even open up a ticket with Amazon and ask them, why is this stranded? Why is this showing as no listing existing? Because there's a product page and there's an item at Amazon that matches that product page, and I did everything I could. What's up with that? So you can always ask Amazon to explain it to you, and most of the time they'll explain what the right answer is or what you can do to fix it. Sometimes if you get somebody who doesn't understand and you get a copy and paste canned answer, just open up another ticket and ask somebody else, and until you finally get an answer that you can understand and will help you. So that's a lot of good stuff there. So any other questions? Let's see. Do you have thoughts on paying for a software to help find merchant fulfilled books on Amazon to flip FBA? Is it worth it? I've seen software like that before. I think it all depends on if that's something you want to look into. I've never used any type of software to buy books that are merchant fulfilled in order to flip on Amazon FBA. I know that it's possible. There are a lot of people who are selling books merchant fulfilled who don't understand that they can get a lot more for their items selling it via Amazon FBA. In fact, sometimes you can buy a book merchant fulfilled for $5. It's selling for $20 FBA, because there's so many FBA buyers out there who have it turned on their Amazon buyer account to only show FBA products, to only show FBA listings. In fact, some people, if they don't have that turned on, just when they go look at the other options, they just automatically click the Prime button and only see items that are eligible for Prime. And so there's times where people are like, oh, $20 is the cheapest I can get at Prime, I'll buy it, when they don't realize they can get it for $5 selling it merchant fulfilled. And so Prime members, you know, are able to to only see that if they so choose, and so there is an opportunity there. And so yeah, if it's something, what I would suggest is if there's a program like that, I would see if there's a 30-day free trial or 15-day free trial, to see if that's something that you can test out first. And if there's not a free trial, I'd see if there's a money-back guarantee. And if there's not a free trial and not a money-back guarantee, then, you know, it might not be worth, you know, putting money into it unless you just are dying to know if it's going to work. And that goes across any type of product that you're looking to, you know, wanting to invest money in. If you go to fulltimefba.com and type in the search bar paying for a service, or, you know, paying service, I have a whole blog post of questions that you can ask yourself if something's worth paying for, or if, you know, you should either do it yourself. But my best tip is to see if there's a free trial or a money-back guarantee. And then, of course, during that money-back guarantee, you work the snot out of that program. You got as much out as you can, so you can make a proper decision before the, you know, money-back guarantee time comes, and either cancel and get your money back or continue working it because you know for sure it works. All right, considering a coach for one-on-one mentoring to set up to the next level. Your thoughts, you know, I think that a coach is really good. A coach can help maybe fill in the blanks on some things you might not be thinking about. A coach can keep you accountable. I don't know about you. I have a gym membership, and I go to the gym to work out at least, you know, two or three times a week. My goal is 5 times a week, and sometimes I make that goal. But there was a time in my life where I had a personal trainer for 2 months, and I had results unlike any other during those 2 months that I paid for a personal trainer, and I didn't continue paying for it. It wasn't in my budget. But for those 2 months, I had amazing results. And that was because there was someone there to make sure I was doing every little thing correct, kept me accountable, and helped me to build a right foundation to build on. And so that's the same thing with hiring an FBA coach. If you want to learn more about the coaching services I offer, you can go to fulltimefba.com/coaching, and there's a page that will help you understand if we're right for each other, if I'm right to coach you, and if you're right to be coached by me. And yeah, it's always my goal to help design a coaching plan that's specific to your situation and your goals. Because I know there's some coaches out there who say, okay, well, watch these 4 videos and that's my coaching program. Or they say, all right, this is our coaching session number 1 and we're going to talk about this. You know, my very first call with you is always, I'm asking you so many questions and seeing where you are right now, how much money you have to invest, what your understanding is of Amazon, what you've done so far, what are your goals? Are you wanting to become full-time? Are you wanting this to be a part-time job with some good income? You know, what are your understandings about buying? What are your thoughts are when you're out purchasing, you know, items for resale? What's your thought process? I want to see where you are so I can come up with a personal plan for you to take the next steps to get you where you want to go. And it's always a personalized plan. And so you can find out more about that fulltimefba.com/coaching. But I really think even if you just set up coaching for a few phone calls or a few months of time, it's something that helps build the foundation that will help you set yourself up to do really well. Like, I still am taking the things working out now with my workout schedule that I'm on right now. I still am applying things that I learned from my personal trainer from years ago, and that's still paying off. And so it's the same thing with coaching. So that's a really good question, and not just because I offer a coaching program, but it is a good question. I want other people to think about that, because a lot of people think, you know, coaching, what can it really do for you? The accountability, the filling in the blanks on things that you might not be thinking about, and being able to set the foundation up so that you can build on that toward your goals. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, I'd appreciate a little thumbs up below. That would be really cool. And if you have a comment or a question, you can do that below too. Any of the links that we talked about during this video, you can find that in the description below, and it will take you right where you need to go. And if you want to be sure you don't miss out on any of the future videos, be sure you subscribe to this channel, and you'll be able to get notifications when our new videos are posted so you don't miss out on any Amazon FBA information. And if you want to learn more about me and the website, come to fulltimefba.com, where, as always, it's my goal to give you the strategies, the tools, and the confidence you need to turn part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon. Well, that's all for today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.